Oh, hello there, Bridgeway. How are you guys doing today? My name is Dante Shepard, and I'm a producer for our creative arts ministry here. Now, this Sunday is our end of year wrap up, and what an exciting day it is. We thought it would be really cool to go back and take a look at some of the memorable and exciting times we've had over the last ministry year. Now, as you guys know, our ministry year theme has been Embrace Gracism. And as we've been going through the 7 sayings of a Gracis, it's caused us to grow tremendously as a church. One of the memorable experiences for me was our Christmas production we had back in December. We did our very own original movie, and it was awesome. We had a red carpet event. There were photographers and popcorn everywhere. You guys on the red carpet, you guys got decked out. I saw you. You looked good. Let's go in and talk to some staff members and some pastors and see what memorable moments they had. Come on, guys. Now we're back here in our office area, and a lot of people don't even know that this area of the church exists. So consider yourself privileged, huh? Let's find out who we can run into now. Hey, Pastor Jared, were you just standing here?
You know, you need some time each day, Dante, for deep thoughts. And I find that standing gets the blood flowing.
Cool, man. We're just going through asking some people some questions.
Oh, yeah?
You taught this year on our stage, and this ministry year has been Embrace Gracism. What has been a couple of highlights for you over this past ministry year?
Yeah, there's a few things that really stand out to me. Easter service, I think, was just amazing. Being at both campuses in Owings Mills, Reisterstown, here in Columbia, got to see just the amazing talent of our people and the impact that sharing the message through the creative arts and through Pastor David sharing had on people. So it's pretty amazing to see that. Mm-hmm. So I think baptism as well, just to see people spontaneously come forward, God tugging on their hearts to be baptized, and getting to baptize my sons as well is pretty cool.
This is very cool.
Yeah.
Now, if you can give our congregation one parting thought as we wrap up this ministry year, maybe something from your message that you taught, what would that be?
Yeah, I think the message that I would want to leave them with is love everybody. That's essentially what the whole message I talked about was about, is that there's no limits or bounds on the love of God, and God wants to love others through you. And so love everybody.
Hey guys, so I'm here with Dave Eiliger, who is the Director of Student Ministries, as well as our Bridge Kids co-lead, Rachel Taylor. So Rachel, ladies first, why don't you tell us something that has been a big takeaway of this last ministry year for you and your ministry?
Yep, absolutely. I am so proud of our kids because they have learned this ministry year all the way from creation, all the way through Moses' whole story. So they've gotten through the continuity of how Christ is in every single Bible story. So that's something I'm really proud of. And on Wednesday nights, we've gone through Gracism. And our kids have memorized all the sayings of Gracism from Wednesday Night Alive. So that was really cool to see them internalize what we're trying to learn too.
Very cool. And Dave, Student Ministries is not just on Wednesday nights. There's tons of stuff that happen all year long. Why don't you tell us a couple of key highlights for you?
Yeah. When you have a ministry where it seems like God's doing something new every month, at the end of the year, you just get to reflect on all the great things God did. And I think about the racial reconciliation group that we led at the beginning of the year, where we had a group of students diving deep into what it means to be really reflective on their own personal identity while also understanding the identities of others. And then to see where Gracism really connects us across things that typically divide. So that was awesome, and them getting a chance to share with the congregation was really, really amazing. But then on through the year, we had Spring Breakaway, where our kids released in worship in a way that I've never seen before, with you and the worship band leading the way. Seeing students engage with the Lord like that just lets you know that you're connecting them to God, not just to a church. And then finishing off the year with a really cool spring break missions trip to Mexico, seeing students transformed internally as they're getting a chance to fulfill their purpose for the Lord externally was just a thrill to be a part of.
So I'm out here in a little garden we have behind the church, and just reflecting on the building and the property, and reflecting on the fact that we have another property at our Owings Mills Reisterstown location. And on Mother's Day, we celebrated an entire year, our first year anniversary of having our Owings.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey,
What you doing, man?
how kind of you to drop in, Pastor Eli.
Well, you know, trying to keep the building fresh and comfortable.
I wasn't expecting this at all. Being that you're here, why don't you share with us maybe something that was a highlight for you this past ministry year?
Oh, wow. Let me tell you, a big highlight for me was this year, the Easter production. Easter production had me in my feelings. I cried, I laughed. I almost did some of that breakdancing stuff too, but
don't hurt nobody.
you know, I was wondering why could I get in there and get on the stage, but you know,
Next year, man.
next year.
Yeah, next year.
It was a
So, Pastor Eli, you actually taught a sermon a few weeks ago. Why don't you give us maybe something that you want to part with to leave our congregation as we bring this ministry year to a close? Something from your message to.
Well,
kind
you
of
only
challenge
have
us.
6 minutes. 6 minutes.
6
6 minutes,
Dougie
Dougie
Fresh,
Fresh,
you're
you're
on.
on. No. To me, the big thing that I want to leave everybody with this year, as I think about the wrap up, is about intertwining with each other and just doing life and engaging with each other. As the deeper, the better. You know, getting away from superficial conversations and, you know, little superficial hallway conversations, and just get right into matter of the heart.
That's good, man. All right, I'm gonna leave you to it. I don't want to get in your way, brother.
All right, man, go.
All right, so I'm here with Cody Mitchner, our In-Reach and Student Ministries Coordinator. Now, Cody, you are a vital member of our Owings Mills Reisterstown team. And before Pastor Eli interrupted me, we were just talking about our Owings Mills Reisterstown campus. Why don't you tell us how this last ministry year has been for Owings Mills Reisterstown?
Well, it was really great to celebrate our 1 year anniversary during Mother's Day.
Yes.
And we've been averaging about 300 people every single Sunday.
Oh, very cool.
Yes.
Now, you're also an important part of our youth ministry heading up there at Owings Mills Reisterstown. Tell us how that's been.
Yeah, I lead a great team of volunteers there, and we've been averaging about 20 people every Tuesday. And this past week we had a end of ministry year cookout where over 35 people came out. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Ouch.
Did you dress like me on purpose?
Oh, I thought you dressed like me.
And so on the air today, we've been talking about praying for the president. And what about you? What should you pray when you're thinking about
yeah, you know what?
the president?
WAVA, this is Dante on the waves.
What are you doing here? I'm on the air.
This is an interruption. Dr. Anderson, we got business to take care of.
Dude, hundreds of thousands of people are listening.
Yeah, you're right. Hundreds of thousands of people. That's our church right here.
What's up, Bridgeway?
What's up, Bridgeway? We're back here. We're here with our senior pastor, Dr. David Anderson. Now, Dr. Anderson, we've been going through the building, talking to some folks about some key moments and some big takeaways from this past ministry year of Embrace Gracism. You, as our senior pastor, what has been some takeaways, some key moments throughout this last ministry year for you?
One of the highlights for me actually was when I was away and I would watch on my device while I'm in another country or another state, and I would hear racial reconciliation from multiple perspectives. It wasn't just me speaking to it. So you had Dave speaking with young people, you had Pastor Eli speaking about a Latino perspective, or Sandy Pope or Gary Coiro. So to have multiple voices talk about gracism and reconciliation not only touched my heart, but I think helped our congregation grow, because it's not just one guy talking about the same issue over and over and over again. So I see our leaders growing, and as a result, our church is growing. That's one highlight. I've got many.
Yeah. Now,
Like Evander Holyfield.
oh yeah, like especially at the end when you asked him to give you a little jab, cross.
Oh yeah, I took a punch from Evander Holyfield and I'm still standing. I mean, come on, right? So that's kind of cool.
Now, Dr. Anderson, as we are about to land this plane,
Nice.
what would you give us as a takeaway from this last ministry year? Just some parting words as we are wrapping up this theme of Embrace Gracism.
You know, the last several weeks we've been celebrating different aspects of gracism, and I love the diversity of the body that we're celebrating. I think we continue that. Do you remember when we did the seniors and I had all 5 generations stand up and peppered across the auditorium and all of the services and at all of our campuses, you had every generation standing up. We're like a multi-generational church, like someone as young as me and someone as old as you in the same church.
A lot of gray hairs up here. Yeah.
And Dante, do you remember when I had everybody bring the cash to the stage? You know, and I always love doing that. I don't do it too often, but when I do it, it takes faith for me to ask people, because I already know what they're thinking in their mind, that money's going to go to the church or in its pocket, things of that sort. But then to give all the money away to the body of Christ, it blesses me. I know it blessed our church, and I know it blessed specific individuals. But you know who it blessed more? The people who gave. And that's what's awesome about God's giving. The more you give to Him, the more He'll give back to you. So that is God's special little magical trick for believers. You give to Him, and He multiplies it. Wow.
Yeah.
He's been doing that all year long, and so I'm very grateful.
That's great. And I think the church-wide growth has been a direct response to our leader, you, being so spirit-filled and spirit-led. So thank you.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So here's to many more ministry years to come.